Television. If you're just tuning in with us, you have tuned into our first show, and we want to welcome you. We're talking about homosexuality. We're here with our first guest, Javon Pender, and we left off, and he was going to explain to us what is top and bottom.
Okay, for those who don't know, basically top and bottom is what it says. The top is on top and the bottom is on bottom. So the bottom's the receiver, the top is the giver. Or do we want to make this real raw and uncut?
We want to make it real raw and uncut.
Well, the bottom bends over, the top sticks the thing in there.
Okay. Since we're making it very real raw and uncut, and I asked you earlier to put the dogs away, the kids away, and the fish away, so we hope that you have done that. How do you receive back there as a man?
Ooh, girl, getting deep, wait. What do you mean?
How do a man, and not just a man, I want to also be real for the heterosexuals as well, because you have women that have anal sex, and it's the same way. I look at it both, and that's one thing that Christians don't do. They look at homosexuals and forget about heterosexuals. They do the same thing. So I'm asking you, because we won't find too many Christians that will sit with me in a forum like this and tell the truth, because they like to hide. So I'm asking you to speak for the masses, coming out and saying that I have experienced homosexuality, and you're saying here today on the show that you don't no longer desire to walk in that spirit anymore. So how can one actually take something in their behind?
Okay. Wow. Never got asked that question like that. But how does it happen? Well, the first time is painful, just like a regular version.
Okay.
I mean, it's an exit, not an entrance, but because we wanted to be an entrance, we make it one. Just like I mean, you bend over, you lube, usually Vaseline, any water-based lube, oil-based lube, wet platinum, Ultra Glide, all them other stuff. Put it on it, and you slide it in. You relax. Oh, like Monique said, you relax all your muscles. You gotta relax, and it goes in pretty smooth, as long as you're not trying to serve up a poo-poo platter.
Wow. So, okay.
Make sure you use the bathroom before you're trying this.
Okay, so is there a diaper required afterwards?
No.
You don't have the word depends?
No,
depends is after constantly getting stabbed back there, there's no depends required.
No, the anus, scientifically proven, because I look at a lot of Discovery Channel health stuff, it's just like the vagina. After being pounded, it shrinks right back up to the same size.
Wow.
Unless you I don't know too many black people that do this. That them extreme penetration people, they stick their fists all the way up there to their elbow in somebody's butt. Then after a while, you have to wear a diaper for that.
Wow. So at some point, as a person, do you feel that you are violating yourself? You don't feel like you're violating yourself?
Have I felt like that before?
Yes.
Or would I feel like that now? Because there's a difference in between.
Let's do before, and then I'll ask you now. Before, have you
before?
Ever? Yeah.
No. It felt great.
So okay, if it feels great, and then let's look at sex. Okay, let's look at sex. So if you're facing forward and the person is behind you, where's the love? Where is the connection?
It's other, but you can do all positions. It just isn't doggy style. You can do missionary. You can ride.
Missionary, y'all get on the boat and swim somewhere?
No.
What?
Missionary position. You lay on your back, your legs spread.
Oh.
You do all positions. It's just like having sex with a female. I mean, being real honest. I mean, I think that's the misconception. People think like it's such a big difference. No, it isn't.
It's not.
Your body. It's the holes are for a female and the anus. I mean, the vagina and the anus are only about 3 inches to 4 inches apart.
Okay, so when you let's switch a little bit. So when you stood up, Javon, and you stood face to face to a man,
Mhm.
and you looked at him, and
Mhm.
you kissed him,
Mhm.
and you caressed him. You felt love.
Yes.
You felt love,
Yes.
and you kissed him.
Yes.
Tell me more about that. Let
What do
me
you?
in it.
I mean, it's just like a man and it's like a female and a male. It's the same thing. It might. Some people say it's wrong. Now that I'm learning that it's wrong, and I don't. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's nothing different from if you was to kiss your husband. I can feel the same thing you feel. Maybe not in the same connection because y'all married, y'all been together long. But if you was to go out and have one night stand with a man, just how it is, that's just how it is.
So let's switch a little bit. Have you ever been with a woman?
Yes.
And have you ever kissed a woman?
Yes.
And when you kissed her, was it the same feeling when you was with a man?
No.
Totally different.
Yes. Physically, no. Mentally and spiritually, yes.
Explain that.
A kiss is a kiss.
Right.
Females, females don't kiss as well as males to me.
Okay.
But a kiss,
How is that if you think you're a male? I mean a female.
How is that by that?
If you think you're a female, you said females don't kiss as well as
because
males.
I'm still a man.
Right, but if you think
I
you're
identify
a female,
with the feminine part.
so
of
you
it.
know how it should be done as far as a woman goes.
Yes, and I've taught a lot of women how to.
Wow. Okay.
I've taught a lot of women how to do a lot of things.
Okay.
Such as best friends in high school and things of that sort. I mean,
Per Javon,
what you mean?
who
Like
says
doing it
what you
themselves.
know is correct?
Their boyfriends have came back and told me that it was right.
Okay, so in other words, their boyfriends perhaps are homosexuals.
No. This was high school. They were not homosexuals. They were their best. They were.
I wouldn't be none the surprised if you couldn't got their boyfriends, and I think you
No.
probably thought you could have too.
No, I didn't want them.
You probably didn't want them.
And I didn't have that desire for them.
Okay.
It depends. Like it's a like spirit.
Right.
Some men there are still straight men in this world. I mean, in high school, I hung around all females, as most gay men do, and popular females at that. And we got to about 10th, 11th grade, and everybody started having sex, even though I had started way before everybody else. It's so sad, and so they was like, when they started, they would come to me like, Javon, how do I do this? And how do I do that? And I would tell them, give them techniques, even at like the lunch table at school. The little the little bomb rockets. They were like red, white, and blue. The girls at the table, it was dudes at the table, all of them popular, like upperclassmen at the table, but I was just a wild one. I was always outspoken. And the girls would ask me to deep throat the bomb rocket. And I would stick the whole thing on my mouth to the stick. Straight out the plastic. And they were like, oh, you gotta teach me that. And most of them, I did. And their boyfriends, like, literally came back and gave me gratification. Not like, oh, blah, blah, blah said this. No. We go out, all of us go out, and they be like, son, they pull us aside, thank you. And I was like, what you mean, thank you? He's like, thank you. I was like, what? For teaching my girl how to do that. And most of my female friends, no, all my female friends when we first met were virgins. And I know that to be true. And they did it as a pros.
Wow. Interesting. So, did you hide your homosexuality in school, or did you come out with it? When did you come out with it, or did you have to hide it?
Elementary, yes, I denied it, but clearly, people already knew, but I denied it wholeheartedly. Middle school, 7th and 8th grade, yes, but that's when it starts to fester even greater, or I became more involved in it. That's after the penetration and, meeting different people and messing with older people I was like, how old are you in middle school? About 15, 16, like 14, 13, somewhere around there. I was messing with like 18 and 19-year-olds. And for middle school, I denied it. Got to high school. My first high school was Suitland High School, and that was just gay central. And so I came all out. I came out like Diana Ross, I'm coming out. That was my theme song. I could have lived that song daily. I did everything I thought I was big and bad enough to do and failed school that year. So then I moved to North Carolina, and I denied it because I had a girlfriend. I went down there and I was like, this is going to be new for me. I'm not going to be gay no more, because I always kind of knew it was wrong, but I was just comfortable in it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was doing it off of a full comfortability of doing it. I just did it because I did it well and I enjoyed it. And I actually started loving the lifestyle, but when I moved to North Carolina, it was slower, and I was like, well, you know, maybe I can just start all over. I don't know none of these people, this, that, third, but got down there, and somebody came along, and I had a girlfriend at the same time, so I was basically a DL person. And when she graduated, because she was a class older than me, I came all out there too. And, you know, I got teased, blah, 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 but I've always been the outspoken one. I've always been the popular, cool gay guy. And so, you know, the hard dudes in school would be like, hey, you a faggot, blah, 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 you gay. And I'd be like, oh, wow, that's all you got to say? Tell me something I don't know. I mean, it's not like I didn't know that already. Oh, and then all their boys get mad at them, and then they try to fight me because they put on blast because they thought they was going to say something to somebody and try to shame them, when obviously I already knew what I was, and you look like a fool saying what you say.
So let me ask you this question. So the more you got in penetration, did that turn you to be more feminine? Like when you started, were you actually acting like a boy, and the more and more you got active into it, is that when you started becoming more and more feminine?
I'm not gonna say that. I can't say that the penetration progressed my femininity. Cause I've always been. This has just always been me. You know, family members, when I finally came out, we'll get into that later, I believe. But family members always like, when I came out, it was like, oh, but that's just always been you. So it wasn't like I was feminine. It was just, this was just me. Even from a young age, I've never been this hardcore, you know, let's play basketball, let's play football type of person. Yeah, my brothers and my sisters and them, they would have me playing basketball and doing all type of stuff like that because I was young and kind of piqued my interest, but it just was always me. So as I grew older and I matured, I believe I got more comfortable in being me and not really caring what people thought. Even though I was gay, you know what I'm saying? It's not like having sex made me more feminine. I'm not gonna say it did. I'm feminine in the bedroom, but that's the bedroom. That's a whole different story.
Okay, when we come back, we want to go in your bedroom, we want to go in your closet, and we want you to take us in your drawer. We'll be right back. Javon is going to take us in his closet and his drawers, and he's going to let us know what it means to be feminine in his bedroom. We'll be right back with you. Well, welcome back to Exposed.